already. This is attempt number 2 at this video. I started this video yesterday, and then my daughter woke up and I wasn't able to get back to it. So now we are continuing a day later. So let's get the ruler and some pens. Yeah, there's a reason why I don't normally write joined up, because it looks like it was done by like a primary kid. Calligraphy is not my strong point, but that's okay. I probably should have used the finer pen for this. But that's okay. Okay. My camera is like woo 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 woo. That's really annoying. Stop that. Just calm yourself. Or will I just use like a fine? Okay, there we go. That's enough like prettification. That'll do. I do wonder if I have stickers though. Some stickers. Oh. Okay, there we go. Let's see if any of these look like they might work. We've got some, like, these are like Christian stickers. That's just a bit of paper. Well, we do have, these are kind of nice. These ones, like these little ones with the light pink love hearts. And then there is like a butterfly and some flowers on this one. What do you reckon? Yeah. What I might do this video is ironically proving to be very difficult to film. I have got a cup of coffee here, which I'm going to take a sip of, and I'm going to eat a biscuit, and then I'm going to write down half a cup and half a biscuit on my list as like the first items, because I'm like trying not to cry right now. That's kind of where I'm at right now. So we have these really gorgeous Denby dishes that matches our kitchen colour scheme. And I've got a coffee here, just a good old decaf coffee with a spoonful of sugar and lots of milk. That way it's actually drinkable right from the get-go. Oh, breathe. Half a cup of coffee. This is like exactly what this whole exercise is about. So I've recorded a couple segments which I'm gonna delete because I was getting too upset, and so I'm gonna try again. So I'm currently on a waiting list for an autism assessment. If you'd asked me like 6 months, a year ago, if I thought I had autism, I would have been like, of course I don't. But now I'm trying not to like be convinced of anything, because I thought I had ADHD, and then I was seen by one medical professional who told me I had it, and then I was seen by a different medical professional who told me I probably didn't, but both of them wanted me to be seen by somebody who specialises in autism, because they both were like, we think you should be assessed for autism. So it's like, I'm trying not to be like, I have autism, because I don't know. But there's things that are going on right now which I'm really struggling with, and one of them is meltdowns. Big, epic, messy, ugly meltdowns. And I really don't like it. I really hate being so out of control. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to sit down and write down a list of things I can do to self-soothe, to calm myself down when I feel like I'm fizzing and getting out of control. And ironically, like, being unable to get to peace and quiet to sit down and do this list put me into a meltdown. Go figure. So one thing I really enjoy doing is recording ASMR videos. I get a lot of enjoyment out of this. This is why I do it. It's not for the money, that's for sure. I also enjoy making content for other people because I consume a lot of ASMR content myself, and so the thought of maybe making something which is soothing and calming for someone else, which might help someone sleep or just relax. I rely on ASMR a lot, and so I enjoy making the content for other people, but I enjoy making it for myself, like as in the process of making ASMR I enjoy. But the problem is you need quiet. I have a toddler and a husband, and childcare is really sporadic at the moment. And I really struggle with that, and I'm really struggling with parenthood in general. It turns out that people with autism often really struggle with being parents because the sensory overload that's unrelenting, especially if you're a stay-at-home mother with sporadic childcare, where routine is so important for me, and I have none, and there's no way for me to establish one because it's all completely, having everything out of your control. It's really difficult. And when I get my heart set on, I want to do this particular task at this particular time, and it just doesn't happen. I really am not coping well with that right now. So like this evening, so yesterday, I'd started this video and then she woke up from her nap. So fair enough, I parked it. I'll come back to today. Today she went down really easily for a nap. Great. I came back to it. She then woke up with a cough. Not her fault. She's recovering from COVID like the rest of us. So I went and saw to her, got her cough medicine. But then she had a very short, very, very, very brief nap, which was nowhere near long enough. But it meant that she then wasn't going back to sleep again. She was still really tired. I could still see she was really tired, but she wasn't going back to sleep. And then when I'm in that frame of mind where I'm like, you need to go to sleep because I want to do something, it's not conducive to her falling asleep. And so I've basically just had a full meltdown, like door slamming, screaming, shouting sort of meltdown, which obviously is really conducive to getting a toddler to go to sleep. That's really helpful. So yeah, she's, I think, sleeping now. She's in her pushchair. We're trying that out. She's in her pushchair in the bedroom. The baby monitor's on, but I can't actually see her from where she's at. But I don't hear her making any noise, and so I'm taking that as a win. If she was upset, she'd be crying, and I do go back. I do respond to her when she cries, so she's not. We don't do like cry out or anything. So, but if she's quiet, then I leave her to it. So this is like the exact sort of scenario. This is why I'm creating this list. Is I'm really struggling right now. I watched a video the other day where they were talking about autistic burnout, and I really think I'm struggling with that. But it's one of these vicious cycles where it's either that or I've got depression. I'm basically not in a good place, but I'm in this difficult position where I'm on a waiting list for an autism assessment. There's other people on the list before me, there's no skipping the queue, I just have to wait. But that could be months or even years before I get seen. And in the meantime, what am I meant to do? So it's really, really difficult. Because there's no point in seeking help if I think the issue is something I'm already on a waiting list for. Which just leaves me just sitting here in limbo land, just not coping. But I am trying to get her a nursery place for when she turns 2. That will give me a bit more. I mean, the downside of that is it's only during term time, so I would still be in a position that right now is the school holidays, so I would still have no childcare, but it means that for the rest of the year, I would hopefully have more consistent childcare. Because at the moment, if either of the 2 ladies that look after my daughter are on holiday, or I've got a busy week, or I've got something else on, or I've got an appointment, or aren't well, then I have no childcare, because I'm completely at the mercy of their schedules. And that is so difficult, not knowing from week to week what I'm doing, or from day to day, and it's a lot. I didn't know I was neurodivergent when I got pregnant. It wasn't until I was pregnant that I realised I do not regret having a child, but there is absolutely no way I would be planning to have a second. I'm finding it really difficult. Really, really difficult. Yeah. So I'm having a coffee and I'm gonna have a biscuit. Because everybody knows sugar fixes everything. I've been doing so much comfort eating lately, it's ridiculous. So, my current biscuit of choice is the Simmers Abernethy biscuits. It's a light, crumbly Scottish biscuits that melt in the mouth. It's basically a cross between shortbread and a digestive biscuit. So they, it's basically a cross between a digestive and shortbread, and they're like my current food of choice. That's the thing. It's basically once my husband gets home from work, nothing else I want to get done will happen. Until he's gone to bed pretty much, or if he's sitting watching TV, I can come into my office and work, but I can't record videos or anything because my office is open plan to the living room, and there's no option for us to change that because the house is too small. So when I have my heart set on doing something, it has to be done either when my daughter's at the childminders or when she's down for her nap. And cue this whole shenanigans. Last night, my husband went to bed and I stayed up studying and working because that was my only time being able to do that. I've not had childcare for a week, so I have work I have to catch up on. So yeah. I do not recommend this whole shenanigans. But I do recommend Abernethy biscuits. They are my favourite. Okay, so have a cuppa and a biscuit, or 2/3. I'm gonna put down breathing exercises, although it's I have a mental block about doing that. I'm yeah, I've been told to do them, I've been given really good breathing exercises to do, but I'm stubbornly not doing them. I'm just a big child. an ASMR video. The thing is, I mean, the biggest issue with all of these is it really requires being left alone, getting some peace and quiet, which when I'm here by myself with a toddler doesn't really happen. Play a game. On my phone. There's actually been a few ASMR artists recently who have done sponsored content on their channel by like mobile phone app games, and I'm actually really enjoying the games. I can't remember what they're called now, but basically it was other ASMR artists that had like a sponsored content slot on their channel, and so I've downloaded a couple games on my phone, and like I've been trying for like years, probably over a decade, to try and reduce my phone usage. Right now I'm sort of like the hell with it, and I'm on my phone as much as I need to be to cope. Noise cancelling headphones. That's something I have found really helping, is putting on noise cancelling headphones and playing ASMR videos. I've been finding that like blocking out the noises around me and just like bathing, like letting the soothing sounds wash over me has been really, really helping. Just to keep, when I've been really simmery and like fizzy, that's been really helping just to keep me calm. Especially if there's like in the evenings when my husband's watching TV and I'm trying to study, by putting on the noise cancelling headphones and just playing some soothing ASMR, then that's like really been helping. Colouring, that's something I can get back into. So that's something else, looking through like a magazine or a catalogue. So I actually used to have a subscription for Good Housekeeping back when I was in my early to mid 20s, which is hilarious because like the demographic for that is like 40s through 60s. Like when you look at the like when they're when they have like an article about like skincare by age, it would be like maybe 30s, but it would typically be like the 40 to 50 age group that it's targeting. So whenever they had like age specific information, it was always like women a lot older than me, and I used to get that magazine, but I really enjoyed it because I'm not that bothered about fashion. But I quite liked the Good Housekeeping because there was like a little bit of fashion, there was a little bit of like beauty products and stuff, but then there was also like some life stories, some motivational stories, there was like a bit of home decor, there was a bit of like some recipes, that kind of thing. So it was like a nice mix. And I really enjoyed I had a subscription and I'd get it posted out to me, and I had this massive collection of them, and then I would hoard the magazines because I was like, oh, I might cut out the articles and stuff, and it took a lot for me to finally just throw them all away because I was like, I don't need to keep old magazines. And now I'm kind of like, well, I'm not going to spend my money on something. But now now that I'm sitting doing this, I'm thinking, you know what, I think it would be worth, and I'm talking a paper magazine, like, there's no point for me to be getting like a digital subscription because I could get free magazines through the library, I think, like on a tablet, but that doesn't give you that the same effect of sitting flicking through a magazine. There's something about that that's just soothing and relaxing, and you wouldn't get that electronically. So I think I might need to renew a magazine subscription and pay the money and just be like, you know what, it's money that I'll be spending, but I think that would be quite nice because I also enjoy just like looking through catalogues. So the classic, have a cuppa and a biscuit, do some breathing exercises. I'm gonna have another biscuit. Record some ASMR videos. I'm purposely not putting down scrolling on social media because I think that's like been really getting to me lately as well. Like the amount of hate on there and people who are just tearing each other apart, it's just so unnecessary. What I'm really not coping with right now is the total like misinformation that's really been getting to me. Especially since, as a farmer, the Facebook algorithm recommends me like news articles and stuff relating to farming, and then the comments, it's always like so much anti-farmer hate, and it's like really depressing. People who don't actually have a clue what they're talking about. Yeah, that's a good idea. Journaling. I think it's 2 L's. Journaling. I'm not sure. I'm also gonna put down like a daily devotional. Stroke quiet time. I need to call I must say, I love the function on this phone where you can pause. Because my old phone, my iPhone, you couldn't do that. I wish you had to stop recording and start it. Or read short stories. This is another thing so this is something I struggle with. So, part of the way my brain works, whether it's autism or ADHD or who knows what it is, so I love reading books. I've loved reading books since I was a child. As a child, however, I didn't have any responsibilities, and so if I wanted to spend my entire summer holidays, 6 whole weeks of bliss of just reading books, that's precisely what I could do, and that's precisely what I used to do. We didn't have a TV. I was good at being on top of my schoolwork, and so I would spend like a lot of my time reading. I could pick up a book and I could just get completely lost in it. I didn't have to worry about stopping to cook dinner. You know, my mum would like come and get my attention when dinner was ready. I could just get completely absorbed in a book and not have to worry about any consequences of that. However, as an adult, I can't do that because I can't completely lose myself in a book, because there's chores that need doing, there's meals that need to be prepared, there's a child that needs to be looked after. I have to go to work, I have to go to sleep. You know, I have adult responsibilities that can't just be put on hold for several days while I read a particularly good book. And I find that I get like completely unreasonably angry and irritated if I'm in the middle of a really good book and I have to interrupt it to go and be an adult. And so I've just stopped reading. Because I struggle to find actual short stories. Like, there's websites that advertise a short story and you can't like see how long it is in advance. You start reading it, get invested in it, and realise it's not a short story at all. It actually is a fairly decent length of a story. And oh great, now see, this is exactly what I was talking about. This is my husband now home from work. Early, as far as I'm aware. And I've not had a chance to finish this video. Go figure. I'm just gonna carry on. I'm hoping he just stays out of here and stays in the kitchen or something, because yeah, that's just like the story of my life. The short story of my life. Short story long. Yeah. So basically it's trying to find actual, like, for me a short story is something I can read in like a few hours. So of an evening, I can sit down and just read it, the entire story of an evening. That to me is a short story. But yeah, see, this is why I can't have nice things. Oh well. Yeah, so like the same with like TV shows, I need to watch a program that's like has like standalone episodes rather than like a whole series long story arc, because then I'll want to binge watch the whole series rather than watching individual episodes. Or like a film is good because like you have the film, it has a story, when the film's done the story's wrapped up and concluded, and then I can go get on with my life. Whereas like a box set takes up a lot more time. So yeah, so reading short stories, but I need to try and find some actual short stories. So I was thinking I maybe need to start like going to the library or something and actually, because sometimes you get those like collections of short stories. I was remembering that I've So I might dig that back out of the loft. Because that's where all my books are at the moment, because I have a toddler who likes reading the bookshelf. But that's got some short stories in it, so that could work. And I said I might try and like check at the library or something and see if they have some like, you know, those collections of short stories. Let's see what I can find. I'm trying to think of what else. So we've got a cup and a biscuit, breathing exercises, recording an ASMR video, playing a game on my phone, sticking on my noise cancelling headphones and playing an ASMR video, doing some colouring, looking through a magazine or a catalogue, journaling, daily devotional and or quiet time, reading short stories. Actually, I will put on watch an episode. Watch an episode of a TV program. Actually, I'm also gonna have take a shower, stroke, have a bath, because sometimes that can make things feel better. When you like feel clean, you feel better. Oh, that's a good point actually. I was watching a video where someone was talking about dealing with sensory overload and things, and they were talking about like, so wear comfortable clothes, wear cozy stroke comfortable. Wrap up in a blanket. Like, make yourself physically comfortable. I'm actually tempted to dig out my old security blanket. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh yeah, go outside. I'm actually also gonna make a bullet point here of clear and easy task from my to-do list, because that makes me feel good. And you know what, we're gonna also put down sleep, because sometimes that's just all you need. Okay, I could happily just do this video for a bit longer just to continue self-soothing, self-caring, but my page is full. We're like decent length video, and I should probably go deal with the realities of life. But I hope you're all keeping well. Apologies for the venting. I should be paying you guys for being my therapist today. Let me know what your going rates are. Yeah, as I said, at the moment I am not okay. I'm working on it. I will be okay. But for now, yeah, it's a work in progress. But I hope that you're all keeping well. I hope that you are looking after yourselves. And I will see you in a video, hopefully sometime very soon. I don't know when I'll get a chance to edit this. That's a problem for another day, I imagine. But you guys take care.